Hi again. He was the Home Secretary in Spooks. He plays a con man in Hustle. Not a lot to choose between those two when you think about it. So welcome to Robert Glenister.
Hello. Howdy doody.
Hey. Hello, Robert.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Well,
we were talking to your lovely younger brother the other
Were
day.
you?
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
He's, there's such a strong resemblance.
I know.
It's astonishing.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
Is it your father? Do you both look like your father?
It's
or?
a bit of both, actually. I mean, I think I probably look more like my mum, and I think he probably looks more like my dad.
He was telling us he was basically chasing you hard when you were both boys, because you acted before him.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And you and Pete was saying you really inspired him. It was you that...
Oh, bless him, did he?
Did you not know that? Did
Well,
you,
I didn't know. It's not the kind of question you ask, really.
No.
Was it all down to me? Yeah, but no, but it's just... But, you know, he's had this great success recently with Gene Hunt, Life on Mars, and Ashes, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Now he's a demon
and I'm very
smiter.
proud of him. And now he's a demon smiter.
Have you ever acted together?
No.
Have you ever been asked to act together and chosen not to?
It's been muted, but I think that the way I think we both see it is if, you know, I think he's probably been sounded out to do an episode of Hustle and me to do an Ashes to Ashes. But if we did that, we sort of done it then.
So you've got to do it. It's got to be worth it.
Well, I think so, and I think we could probably get more mileage out of it than I think.
You don't want to throw it away.
Exactly.
I absolutely agree with you. Yeah.
Well,
listen, you mentioned his great successes, and what about yours, Hustle? I mean, how many series is that now?
5.
5.
In this series, you've lost Mark Warren.
Yep.
And also
And
Jamie.
Yeah.
But you've gained Matt D'Angelo.
Yep.
And of Strictly Come Dancing fame. Does he go flapping around the
He
studio?
flaps around all over the place.
Well, actually, we've got a great scene here. It's the old... You're teaching him the rudiments of hustling and conning.
Yeah.
So you're showing him the old favourite, which is Find the Lady,
Yeah.
which no one ever, of course, wins unless you allow them to win it to sucker them in.
Absolutely.
So here's where it goes terribly wrong for you.
Okay. Yeah.
I know you're right. Now, I've seen this one, that the hand is quicker than the eye. It's one of the first cons I ever saw.
That's not a con.
Huh?
That's not a con, it's a trick.
What's the difference?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Oh! What'd you do that for?
To get your undivided attention.
They were good headphones.
Well, I tell you what, you find the lady, I'll pay for a new pair. 50 quid? Where's my wallet? Hang on. Right. Now, it's interesting.
Yeah. It is interesting now.
Find a lady. That one.
Look at that.
That hardly ever happens.
Beginner's luck.
You shouldn't have taken your eyes off him.
Should I? I thought I sounded like Michael Caine at the beginning of that clip.
Yes, you did.
All talking like that. As soon as I raise my voice,
Go on,
That is not a con.
say you're only supposed to blow the doors off.
George, you're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
That's it, very good. Well, listen,
Did you actually learn how to do that trick for real?
obviously
No,
not,
he's
Judy.
busking it, really.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well-
I mean, sometimes we do. I mean, there was one in the first episode where I had 2 beer bottles on top of each other with a £20 note coming in the middle.
Yeah.
And got rid of the note without the bottles falling down. And I did that,
Yeah.
more by luck than judgment, I have to say.
Yeah.
But some of the card tricks can get quite complicated. I mean, that is fairly straightforward. It's just dexterity of...
It is,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, and masking, yeah.
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
think that actually in Find a Lady they substituted the Queen, it went up their sleeve with another card, so it actually was never even there. But we've actually got a gentleman who's now an outcast from the Magic Circle because he's going to tell us how it's actually done. Would you
great.
like to see?
I'd look,
It's
yeah,
really
I
good.
would,
Over to
yeah.
the bar.
Yeah.
And I was
I
absolutely
know.
sure, like we all were, that it was always on the right, and it never was.
But I think it's also the dexterity of fingers. So you're picking a card up with those 2 fingers, but also you're doing something with those
Yeah.
2 fingers
You're
as well.
locking onto it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move away from hustle and stuff.
Yes.
And talk about this play that you're in.
Yeah.
Rex.
Rex. Yeah.
Tell us.
It's a play by Neil LaBute, who's a very prolific American playwright and filmmaker. And it's about a man who's at the viewing of a man whose wife has died, and the day before her funeral is a tradition in America which you have a viewing.
At the funeral home.
Yeah, and everybody turns up and sort of, whether the coffin's open or shut is neither here nor there. But basically he's communicating, I mean, it's a monologue, it's a 75-minute monologue.
Yeah,
And he's...
goody.
yeah, great. And he basically, he begins a relationship with the audience who are not being talked at, they're sort of being drawn into the piece. I mean, there is a sort of twist towards the end, which I won't reveal, but it's about him trusting them learning to trust him. And it's a sort of play that challenges society's perceptions of what is right or wrong morally.
Okay. And what are the moral dilemmas?
Well, this is what I can't reveal really.
Oh,
But it's,
all right, okay.
But presumably, I mean, is he very? Was it a good marriage? Was he?
Oh,
is
yeah,
he
it was a
very
fantastic
upset
marriage.
his wife has
yes.
died?
Oh, he's mortified.
Mortified.
Absolutely
yeah.
mortified.
And when you say that it kind of draws the audience in, does that mean there's any kind of exchange between you and the audience, or?
Not verbally,
Not
no.
verbally,
But I think
yeah.
that there's. I mean, for instance, I mean, this character smokes throughout the play. I mean, it's 70 minutes or something.
You get special clearance for that.
Well, you don't need to. Apparently, I mean, it's
you
not
did.
illegal as such. But I think you have to tell whatever council is overseeing
You're doing
that
it,
area
yeah.
that you're doing
And
it
why.
and when you're going to do it. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and that's the initial thing that he does is light up a cigarette in a theatre with 80-odd people in, some of whom are going to go, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Some of whom might not like it, who might take offence to it. We don't know yet. But in a sense, it's sort of that's the initial thing he does to see what reaction he gets. And then he'll take it one step further and one step further.
As someone, I know that actors develop a muscle in the brain which allows them to retain words of a play, their lines, which they then erase when they finish the play to allow room for another memory bank to be slotted in. But 75 minutes of a monologue with no cues from other actors to remind you of what the next line is. How the hell do you do it?
Well, I don't think there's any trick to it. I don't think there's any way you can sort of think or do it in any sort of psychological way.
No.
I think you just have to sit down and cram it in.
Right.
And that's what I've been doing, and I'm probably halfway through it at the moment with another 2.5 weeks to rehearse. I mean, the more you do it, the more
Have you done it
sort of
before? Have you done a monologue before?
No. I mean, I counted the lines in for this particular piece, and I reckon it's just under half of Hamlet.
Wow.
Good God.
Hamlet's about 1,500 lines, I think, and this is about 620 or something.
Did you have to think twice about saying yes to it then?
Yeah, but I got offered it on Christmas Eve, so I had other things to think about.
Can I ask a very crude question?
Yes.
Do you get paid more if you're the only one on stage saying all the lines?
No, you don't,
you?
actually. No.
That's not fair,
No,
is
it's
it?
not, is it,
That
really?
isn't fair.
No.
You should get danger money.
No, nothing at all. Yeah.
Well, listen, it's great to
Thank
see you,
you.
and good luck with Rex, which is on at the Bush Theatre.
Yep.
Okay. From the 10th of February, when he will be word perfect, and of course you will. And Hustle is on BBC One on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. All good stuff.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.